I just want to say thank you to Husna and Bethlehem for that amazing performance. I really appreciate it. Before I was vocal, before I was a spoken word artist, and before I knew ArtWell, I was a ninth grader who didn't know her own power. Kadidja from ninth grade stopped asking when someone told her no or that she wasn't capable. Her parents wanted her to be a doctor, so she told everyone she wanted to be a doctor and only felt the joy when their faces lit up with excitement. She wanted to be wealthy, to buy her parents cars and herself a smile. Ninth grade Kadidja was not a big dreamer. She was, in fact, a learner. On her first day of high school, ninth grade Kadidja was excited to make new friends and to be a part of a new classroom. However, she did not realize that they were all the same as the ones she had previously. She was content with her surroundings and its familiarity. She felt in control until she wasn't. The day I got transferred to Parkway West, I would have begged to restart, to change everything that had happened. But I now realize that it made me everything I am today. My first week at Parkway was really hard. I was lonely, I didn't know anyone, and I tried to make friends, but everyone knew I was different, often pointing out our differences, the way I talked, the way I dressed, my last name. My peers found me interesting or annoying or both. On numerous occasions, I was found at the end of an argument, persecuted for being a know-it-all or talking too much. Every week got more and more difficult. The most I felt noticed was when a stranger held their gaze for longer than usual. On those days, a tear would reach my face as soon as I reached my bedroom door. I did not know I'd stop crying when a woman walked in my second period class speaking of slam poetry and free writing. Later, I found out her name was Miss Sarah. In short, Miss Sarah brought joy and optimism into every room she entered. Some days, if you were lucky, you might catch her singing Taylor Swift at high volume in her car. When she edited my poems, she never thought to deconstruct or make them any different. She only built upon concepts and ideas that were already there. She often did the same with people. Miss Sarah taught me how to celebrate differences. Practicing it brought friendships into my classroom. Miss Sarah was the first teaching artist I met from ArtWell and was one of the first teachers to ever care about me. Every mentor that came from ArtWell was similar in that aspect. Noel, a talented germophobic poet from New York, showed me how to be mindful of other poets' feelings and their growth. Julian, often found wearing sleeveless shirts and saying, "It's not cold," taught me how to break out of my shell on stage. And finally, Noor, who has continuously helped me through navigating through my, let me just look. Noor, who has continuously aided me in navigating and building on my craft. Along with mentors, ArtWell has brought me Philly Youth Poetry Movement, Team Black 2K17, and friends like Micaiah, who let me know I'm not alone when the DJ is playing soft music and all we want to do is listen to hood music and dance terribly to it. Or Asma, a friend I've not only shared inside jokes about being African with, but a friend who takes my success and failures as her own. And finally, Cassidy, who at the end of the day embraces me with puns, random head bobs, and a whole 36 trolley ride of laughter. ArtWell has stood by me when I led my own protest in school, stood on final stage for the first time, and anytime I needed help. Being involved with ArtWell has made me a better writer and a better person. ArtWell's teaching artists and staff are the first adults to ask me what I wanted instead of assuming to know what's best for me. Their passion for arts and education led me to my decision to become an education major. Too often, our kids turn away for questioning the world in front of them, for criticizing, and thinking critically and being creative. It is important that youth everywhere have the opportunities ArtWell has given me, whether it's through a mentor who sings her favorite songs until her lungs give, or merely having support from those who care for you. It is through these organizations and people that the youth learn we can be vocal, because there's always something to say. Thank you.